afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're from. It's a beautiful day here in England, I'll tell you that. Next change. So, previous videos, you've seen a Kenworth build, custom grand hauler, and in the last one I did say I will be cutting up a trusty Rusty here and turning him into a day cab for more that working truck look, and it's not that difficult, so I thought I'd basically go through and do it with you guys, because not everyone's confident in getting a cab and cutting it up, so there isn't really that much to it. It's a dead simple process. I've already prepped parts that I'm going to be using to fill and stuff like that, bits that I've already cut out. So I have already got them, but again that's just using scrap plastic and cutting bits here and there. So I've got my tools required, which we've got like files, sandpaper, masking tape, razor saw, some model filler, the bits of plastic we are going to be using, and just some plastic for spreading. Now some parts I just have used these Tesco phone card things. They're like a credit card, a gift card. You get them in supermarkets, and it's just a good plastic to work with when you're bonding other plastics together or using something to seat it up against. So I've removed the stack from Rusty just because I don't want it in the way of my coffee delivery. So first thing I'm going to do is just get some masking tape and basically put it around the inside of the cab that I'm keeping, just that way, so when we start cutting with a razor saw we end up scratching the masking tape before we put grooves into the back of the cab. It just saves less work when it comes to filling. So masking tape. So now I've basically just added a layer of protection. Next, I want to take a razor saw, and it's down to you where you want to cut the sleeper. I'm going to cut mine closer to the cab because it's just a little bit less sanding, and basically just start hacking. So now we have one sleeper removed from the back of the cab. Now I've already pre-prepped and made kind of a back door to fill in to that gap there, which will seat into there. Just filler primed it on the inside so as that it kind of blends with the inside. Now this is where the Tesco phone cards come in handy. We're going to stick those behind there like so, and then we've got something to stick straight up against, and we're going to put them right around, and we've got a lip. Now the thickness of that is actually off the roof cap from my grand hauler, so it is the same thickness as the cab, so it is going to sit in nice and flush. So if you've got any plastics lying around from trucks, or you've done stuff like this, then use that. If it's going to be a bit thinner, then you're going to have a little bit of work of filling to get it all looking smooth. So now with a file, I'm just going to get rid of a lot of that excess plastic that's just hanging over there, and on the big ridges which are stuck out, the little ones I'm just going to flatten down with sandpaper, but the bigger lips that are still there, I'll just file those down. So now we've got all the excess plastic filed off, we're just going to hit that with some wet and dry. It's like a 200 grit, just to get that smooth. The sleeper I may use to extend another sleeper at some point and make an extended custom sleeper. I don't know, let me know. What do you want to see? More sanding. I've done nothing but sanding all week. Filling, sanding, priming, filling, sanding. But it's going to be all worth it when that Kenworth is ready. So now we have the back of the cab all nice and smoothed out. I've gone and took some sandpaper and stuff, and I've just roughed up the insides of where I'm going to be taking my dissected Tesco phone cards and sticking them against the inside wall of the cab there, just to make like a bracelet to hold against. So for this bit I am just going to be using some Umbral poly cement. I've also scuffed this side up as well, just so the glue has something good to bond to, and I'm just going to run a line of that just down one half. I'm just going to line that up to the bottom of the sleeper there. And I'm just going to do the same for the other side and the piece I've already cut to go into the top. And now we've got all them little bits of plastic in place. See that there from the inside, and that had a hole in, so I've just filled that. But once that's fully gone off and cured, we can stick that in. As you can see, it'll just slot into place there, and then want some filler in there, smoothing down and repainting. So I'm going to leave that to go off now, and then I shall come back to you when that's dry. So now the glue's set, we can put that panel in. Running the glue around. So I'm just going to stand that up and put some heavy on the top of it, just then I know that it is sitting in place. But next, bit of filler, sand it off again. This is basically the most time consuming part, is waiting for the glue to dry and stuff like that. So that has all set in there now, ready to sand it down, add some filler and sand it some more until we get it nice and smooth. So while that's been drying, I have tied it up under the hood there, the bonnet, and I've moved everything that was in the rear of the sleeper to the front, and put the receiver up there on the front, the ESC on top of the servos, and just tidied the wires around there. I will be running a LiPo shorty pack, so hopefully that will either sit along under here, or I might get it on top under the hood in there. I might have to modify the dash a bit to make it fit. If not, I might be able to make a toolbox to go on the back to then put a normal full-size battery in. So how you want your batteries is up to you. This is basically just how to make the day cab. So I've had to file a couple of mil off the floor plan, just so it goes over the extra lips that we've added inside to put the right back wall to. So now the cab just sits nicely on there, and it's gone from the sleeper into a nice looking working truck, which I guess you would find through the woods where I run this most of the time. I probably am going to smooth out the roof as well and fill all that. So for now it's some filler work on the back. So the filler, I'm just using Humbrol model filler, and again just using this phone card thingy. Just gonna apply it in small amounts. I can cut this down and make it smaller and a bit more easier to work with. And we're just going to start filling the gaps. I'm going to carry on doing that and then I'll come back to you. So now we've got all the filler applied, we're going to let that go off and then sand it down and apply more filler just to make sure, and then sand it down again, and we should be good to go. And then it's just a case of giving it, well, on this truck, just blast it with primer. I mean, look at it. So now the filler's dried, I can sand that to smooth, repeat, sand, repeat, and I'll do that a few times until it's just right. So now we've got the back smooth, we do have a couple of little imperfections just down here, so I'll just add another bit of filler there and there until we get it perfectly smooth, and then prime it. So yeah, it is as simple as that. Like I say, I do have a few little bits just to clean up on the back, just to get it perfectly smooth, but you know where I'm going with that. There's no fancy paint job coming, so there's nothing to see as far as the finished piece will go. Second I've primed it, I'm just going to leave it primed for the state of the truck. That's just how I want it, in that like restoration look. So yeah, I'm going to just, like I say, get those little imperfections cleaned up and then get some primer on there, and that's it. And my little shorty lipo just sits on the top under the hood there, so that's perfect. But yeah, there it is, from a King Hauler with a sleeper to now a King Hauler daycab. But it started to look like a Pete 379, but no. Don't be shy to have a go, don't be afraid, do have a go. Or if you are unsure, look for something cheap on eBay or Marketplace, something like that. See if you can't pick up a cheap cab or a used cab, one that's maybe broken, and just have a practice on. But yeah, hope you like that video. I do thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao for now, guys.